I'm Whitney Ward. It is certainly our big story today. We have been tracking this heat all week long. It is hitting the Northwest now, and triple digits are expected today, and pretty much those will be staying with us through the rest of this week. So we want to go directly outside right now. Our meteorologist Jeremy Legou is standing by in the sunshine right now, and it's not 100 degrees yet, but we're darn close, right?
Sure, Whitney, sure.
Feels the same, right?
Let me explain something really quick before I let you go. Temperature is taken 10 feet off the ground in the shade.
Okay, so you're in the sunshine, I see.
So I'm in the sunshine, I'm going to call it 100.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Thanks for going with me on that one. It is seriously hot out. For that reason, we have those excessive heat warnings that last through Saturday. Once again, I would not be shocked if these were extended through Sunday because of how warm we are going to be. 98 right now here in Spokane. Oof, it's hot. 95 in Coeur d'Alene, 93 up in Sandpoint. Triple digits out in central Washington. Now those, the 104s and 105s that you see in places like Moses Lake, Ritzville, and over in Wenatchee, those are going to bump up in the days to come. In fact, we are all getting warmer in the days to come. Overnight, fall down to near 70. Yeah, we've talked about that, but here you go. 102 tomorrow, 99 as you make your way into Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures up near 110 degrees in central Washington. 102 for us tomorrow, so we bump up just a bit. 103 on Friday and Saturday, still in the triple digits, and it looks like Sunday as well. Coming up, I'll let you know about some cooler days in the forecast that I'm pretty confident will arrive rather soon.
Can't wait to hear about that, Jeremy. Thank you. And the homeless encampment off of I-90 is seeing a new addition right now as well. A large cooling tent has been set up on state-owned land across from the camp near I-90. Jules Helping Hands is operating that tent, and according to the organizer, Julie Garcia, it can hold up to 200 people at a time. Construction started yesterday afternoon. By midday today, that 60 by 30-foot tent was up and running to provide people who are living just across the street in that camp a safe place away from the extreme heat. Now, at last count, more than 600 people are living on that DOT property. One of the people using the cooling tent calls it a lifesaver.
You know, we got people in wheelchairs. There's a couple old ladies here that can barely walk, so it's a lot easier for us to help get them over here than it is to take them over to Underhill Park or clear down to the river. Any tent city would need this. I mean, it's a lifesaver.
DOT is aware of these tents, although Jules Helping Hands did not get an official permit to put them up. WSDOT, though, says it doesn't want anyone to have a medical emergency on their property, so they understand that people need some relief right now from the heat. So through the weekend, DOT says it won't be getting in the way of the services Jules Helping Hands is providing. By the way, that tent will operate there for the next 10 days. Meantime, employers in Washington will have to provide more protections for outdoor workers. They'll be required to monitor the temperature and air quality. Emergency heat rules kick in when the temperature reaches at least 89 degrees, which means these rules are in effect right now. They also include providing cold water for employees, access to shade, and more cool-down break opportunities. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has announced an additional $1 billion in funding for wildfire prevention at the Western Governors Association meeting that is underway right now in Coeur d'Alene. That money will be awarded to local governments and tribes, and the department will begin accepting applications for that money as early as August. The grant is to specifically protect areas that are beyond federally owned land. Some governors at the meeting praised this push for more stewardship in the West, but also felt the department could be clearer when it comes to informing the public of their firefighting strategies. And it was a late start to wildfire season this year. Right now, though, the Idaho Department of Lands and the Timber Protective Association say they have now sent more than 200 people across the West to help fight wildfires. They're currently deployed off-district in New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Alaska, California, Arizona, Montana, Wyoming, and in Washington. Some have also been sent to help the Forest Service and the Nez Perce tribes in Idaho. State Forester Greg Foss says deploying firefighters outside the state of Idaho not only builds positive relationships, but it also takes some of the financial burden off of Idaho taxpayers because other agencies then pay the wages of those firefighters. President Biden is back in the Oval Office today, less than a week after being diagnosed as COVID positive. He is back at work after he tested negative last night as well as today. Per CDC guidance, he isolated for 5 days and will now continue to wear a mask around others for 10 full days. The president is crediting booster shots, expanded testing, and the antiviral treatment Paxlovid for helping him through COVID.
My symptoms were mild. My recovery was quick, and I'm feeling great. The reality is that BA5 means many of us are still going to get COVID, even if we take the precautions.
Testing confirmed the president had that new highly contagious BA5 variant responsible for this surge of new cases that is happening right now across the country. A Spokane Valley family lost nearly everything in an RV fire yesterday, and today they shared their account of exactly what happened. Angel Smith says she and her 2 children were staying in that RV temporarily because some of the pipes in the home they're renting have been leaking and caused major mold damage. So they moved most of their belongings into the RV until the repairs were done. Yesterday afternoon, though, they had just returned home from the store when they heard honking outside. Angel says a friend was in the area and alerted them to the smoke.
He said the camper was on fire and I saw the smoke, and so a bunch of us tried to get the hoses and do it, but it was just too, the flames started coming through the ceiling, so it was time to get away from it, and my son went in, grabbed a dog, and yeah.
Wow. She says thankfully she did pack some boxes of clothing into her car, but otherwise she lost pretty much everything else in the fire, including her wallet and car keys. For now, she and her 2 children are staying in a motel with help from the Red Cross. At this time, the Spokane Valley Fire Department is still investigating exactly what caused that fire. And Spokane police continue to search for a suspect in a stabbing downtown. That one happened yesterday on the south side of the Monroe Street Bridge. The victim was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Anyone who may have seen what happened or who knows who is responsible is encouraged to please call Crime Check, and you can see that number there at the bottom of your screen. Overnight, the Spokane Fire Department battled a house fire on Spokane's South Hill. We're told that the family in this case lived in the home but was out of town, so no one was hurt, but crews are still investigating what started this fire. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office 911 Center is currently operating at critical staffing levels. So now the call center is being forced to make changes to how non-emergency calls are being handled. Right now, they'll basically be sent to a phone tree where the caller can leave a voicemail message. And when dispatchers have time, they will review those voicemail messages and calls for service based on the information they have. The murder of a Bonner County woman will be featured on this weekend's season premiere episode of Forensic Files. In 2017, 79-year-old Shirley Ramey was found shot to death in her home. Her husband discovered her. The couple had been married for 57 years. Ramey served as clerk for the city of Hope, Idaho, and the case went unsolved for more than 2 years before the Bonner County Sheriff's Office arrested a Coeur d'Alene woman for the murder. We're not going to spoil the ending for you, but you can find out exactly how they cracked this case this coming Sunday during the season premiere of Forensic Files at 7:30 on HLN.